It's recording. Yeah. So, Martin, let's start from your personality. So, you had a successful career in banking, as I know, as Google found. And
as the page told you. Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you decide to become a mayor of Hofstetten?
Hofstetten is my hometown, and after the person who was mayor before me decided to retire, many people asked me if this would be a good decision for the town and for me personal to become next mayor. And I am here since age 14 years. I played here football, and I was in the wrestling team for many, many years. So I knew a lot of people from the town, and I was involved in municipal parliament some years ago. And before I became mayor, I worked as one of the leaders of the Kreisverwaltung. I think oblast is the right word. So I was head of the human resources department of the Kreisverwaltung. So I had a lot of knowledge from how to run Verwaltung or municipal administration questions. And my wife and me decided to come home and apply for mayor. And I was elected with almost 98%.
Nice. I just want to re-ask. So, you've been a mayor for 4 years or 14?
No, I started in Hofstetten when I was 14 years old.
Uh-huh.
And, so I knew almost most of the people of the city, and lots of them asked me to come here back home and be the next mayor. Mm-hmm. We were living in Lörrach, the Swiss-French border, for 8 years. And when they asked me, my wife, the kids and me decided to come back home because my parents also live here, and the parents of my wife. And now I'm mayor for 4.5 years of Hofstetten. You are mute. I can hear you.
Sorry. So my next question is, if you could tell me more about Hofstetten. So what kind of city it is, and what challenges it has, and what is your vision for its future development?
Hofstetten is a small town in the Black Forest. We have almost 2,000 inhabitants, and we have a good industrial park here. School, kindergarten, and good infrastructure. And there were many questions to solve because we had to. I do not know the English word sanieren. Just I have to check the English word.
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
I will ask Google. Okay. we had to, one of the biggest things to solve was to renovate the local infrastructure in the middle of the town. And we are building a new kindergarten for about 6 million euros for 120 kids. School was very old and not structured, so I had to take care about and many more things in the local administration. So I worked in small organizations and also big concern administrations as well. And one question, because I wanted to decide to go to Hofstetten, was it is small, but it has everything, and they need someone to take care about. And I am not the one who is talking all the day. I like to do things and to see the results. And this was the main reason I was interested to help building up a future for my hometown. And we had many projects till I'm here. We did or made to a good end. So I am pleased and satisfied to made the right decision.
Nice. So you feel like at the right place at the right time to do what's needed.
I think so. Yes, as a mayor, you not have friends everywhere because you have to say no sometimes. But the decision of 98% of the people to elect me is a good background to develop your town. Nice.
And I have also a question. So you was born there, right, in Hofstetten? Then you moved and you come back at 14 years old, or you mean you started actively work and be involved in city life since 14 years? So,
I was born in the neighbor town, and we came to Hofstetten when we were small kids, and we were in sports club, wrestling clubs. We spent as kids most of our spare time, leisure time in Hofstetten. And I was when I got grown up, I was involved in local parliament. I was elected in local parliament, and I've been in administration as Gemeinderat for 3 years, from 2008 until 2011. And then we moved to the Swiss border in 2011 for job reasons. And in the year 2080, I returned back home.
Nice. I know that you're actively involved in cooperation with Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I know that in 2019, you before even the invasion, you started cooperation with Ukrainian community, and things. Full-scale invasion, you started to help with humanitarian aid, and I know that even the president of the Germany noted and appreciated your efforts. And you're going to be awarded with the Stadtsandsgeher Award. Sorry for German pronunciation. And so my question is really simple. How did all that started? I mean, that tied bond with Ukraine and Trostyanets municipality. So why Ukrainian municipality and why Trostyanets?
You know the city of Freiburg, who is municipal partner to Lviv community. Freiburg is almost 35 kilometers from Hofstetten away. And when German ministry asked me if I'm interested doing municipal cooperation with an Ukrainian city, they sent me a list about 30 towns and cities in Ukraine. So I had to choose who, what is the right word again? I had to decide which community I want to pick. And Trostyanets has 3 German historian towns, Lindenfeld, Dornfeld, and Reichenbach. So they have in the area German history, and the combination of the distance to Freiburg and Lviv and German history were 2 reasons that were good to choose Trostyanets. I started conversation with the mayor, Alexandra Lenitska, who was mayor before Mikhailo Tsikuliak, and we found we had the same, we had good feelings with each others. So, and we talked about different topics, tourism, agriculture, and many other things we can cooperate. So this was a good relationship. So we sat together when we first met, after we write some letters and emails and had online conversation. So this could fit for both of us. And then we decided together to start municipal cooperation.
So I just want to re-ask if I understood correctly. So the villages in Trostyanets community, they had villages that had some connections with German heritage, with German history, right?
Yeah, right. Trostyanets is a town who has 17 villages.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, and 3 of the villages have a German history, and some of the villages had inhabitants 115 years ago who have the same name like people who live here. You know,
in your municipality or in Germany? I mean,
in Germany, and I thought this would be a good history to check if there have been common relationships 150 years ago. Maybe we have inhabitants or citizens living here who had Auswanderer who settled in Ukraine many years ago.
And those 3 names, it were like, because it sounds like German names of the villages, right? So you mean the name of the villages were this 150 years ago, like German names of the villages, right?
No.
Or people who lived there had the surnames, German surnames.
The 3 villages I named to you, Lindenfeld, Dornfeld, and Reichenbach, were built up by German settlement, and the people who lived there, some of them have the same surnames, last names, than people who live here. Okay.
And these villages are German villages or Ukrainian villages?
These were villages in Ukraine, in the territory of Trostyanets,
Yeah.
And
I just okay, because they sound to me really Germany, and they are still have the same name, right, as you named them.
the villages were founded by German. They were established by German settlers. You know?
Yeah, I understand. But I think they don't have the same names right now, or they still have such names, these villages, because they sound really Germany. I mean,
today they have a Ukrainian name, but
Mm-hmm.
the history is German.
Yeah. Now I see. Yes, that was my question. So they used to be called that way, and now they have Ukrainian names. Yeah, I understand.
For example, Dornfeld is named Ternopol today, and Reichenbach has today's name Krasiv, I think.
Krasiv. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this, German historical connection and personal connection with the mayor were like key points for you to say, yes, I want this cooperation, and it seems to be interesting for you. And also, when the mayor or administration of Freiburg told you about this opportunity, what were your first thoughts? And what were your first thoughts? So, what this could bring to your community? Then, what you was thinking right then?
Oh, nowadays, in my opinion, you have to be open-minded, and we are not alone in the world. So I thought when we started relationship, there would be a good cooperation to start municipal work together, and we decentralization in Ukraine is a big topic, and we thought about to bring the people who work in the local administration in Trostyanets to Germany, so to collect experience how we are working in administration, and I wanted to collect experience how Ukrainians do. For example, we have a lot of my English. Wait a minute.
No, it's okay. You just have a very complicated German words. It's not easy to translate, I guess.
We have a lot of laws and regulations in Germany, and when I first met my colleagues in Trostyanets, I was wondering how fast they are able to make decisions. They are not asking 200 people, so they decide together and then they start doing. This is different in Germany, and I was impressed. For example, how everywhere I went, I had fast internet. In my town, for example, this is a huge question I have to solve, because we are not in the surrounding of a big city, so we have always problems with internet, and I wanted to share ideas how they started to improve the net and the speed of internet and cell phone. So this was, for example, one of the topics we wanted to share experience. Otherwise, we thought about if I told you in the beginning of our conversation, industrial park. Trostyanets was interested maybe in starting cooperation between companies together. And we also thought about how we can bring ideas in form of local tourism and agriculture together. So we found some topics that would be good to share ideas between Ukraine and Germany. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Also have a question about the partnership. So what was the partnership before the invasion and after? How it differs now?
The partnership became very intense since the 24th of February. And I am a person, if I share my friendship with you, you have that friendship for life. And if the situation is difficult, I am here to help. And if I were in the same situation like the people you have to handle like you have at the moment, I would be happy if on the other side there would be a person who is able to give you help. So we had contact in the years 2019 to 21 because of Corona online, but there was clear that the Trostyanets people will come to Hofstetten, and we wanted to enhance our partnership. And then the war came, and there was one thing clear, that we had to enhance fast and quickly. And like I said, friendship is there. Not to talk about friendship is a reason I decided that we had to help.
As I can say, so this partnership between your municipality and Trostyanets community, it's kind of very personal story for you, yeah? So you see it as like relations between persons, yeah? So it's not like some official and, declared things, but like a real friendship, which means all that friendship, good friendship regards, right?
It is declared official. We shared Ukrainian and German documents. The German Justice Secretary of State was the witness when we made our signatures between official partnerships, and we had connections of the German Hofstetten Parliament and Trostyanets Parliament, Hofstetten administration and Trostyanets administration. And one big thing we wanted to do is to bring the people together, our inhabitants, so they can share and start personal relationships. So when the war started, this was not possible. Mm-hmm. But what possible was is that many of our citizens showed solidarity with the Trostyanets community, and they said, we have partnership. Partnership is not only in good times, it is also in bad times. And about 200 people from my town started collecting food, medicine, and everything what was needed. And so we started humanitarian aid for Trostyanets people, and for people we made many tons of humanitarian goods that were collected in Trostyanets and then sent from Trostyanets to surroundings of Kiev, surroundings of Kharkiv, surroundings of Mykolaiv. So many people felt involved, and so the partnership we started as a municipal partnership developed to a partnership making the people who are living here involved with the Ukrainian people. And in 2022, two delegations were twice in Hofstetten, so we could bring the people together, talk about the experience you have to make in war, talking about the Russian aggression and what that means living in a country where you have war, where you have bombings and where you have killings. And so we had many people who said this is not right. We have to do something against that. And as the town leader, it always depends how you stand for something. And I said, we have to help, and I have to be the first one who coordinates and who manage everything. So if I didn't feel involved, or if I didn't feel friendship, the people here in my town follow me, because they say when we donate goods or when we donate money, we know that our mayor takes care that it is at a place or goes to a place where it's needed.
So
now we have at least, let me think about it, 300 tons of humanitarian aid and about almost 700,000 euros. We donated with companies, private person, aid from German ministries. I organized, and many donations from normal citizens we could give to Ukraine. And for a small town like we are, this is not normal.
Great achievements, great support. And talking about being the first, I know that Svetlana shared that you were the first person abroad that text her, how are you doing, and so on. So I would say that you're a great example of a great leadership and a great supporter. So I want to thank you personally for that. And I also have a question. You answered it a little bit, yeah. So what this partnership, to your opinion, brings to your community? So since the war, it's like commitment, involvement, and what else?
Right now, at the moment, it is clear that partnership has more one direction, Germany to recruit Ukraine for humanitarian reasons, just to help. So this is more a single way direction at the moment. But times will change, and I am sure that one day we will have peace. And I hope that the ideas I talked about, we can share again in a normal, peaceful way, so we can also profitate about the ideas of like you had. Svetlana told me this is one idea I wanted to start in my community, she organized startup center, for example. And I am very interested because we are a region where many of local tourists are coming, sharing ideas like how do the Ukrainian promote tourism, like we can adopt some ideas, for example, or maybe how you made the example, the internet, how we can profit about the ideas the Ukrainian has. And my goal is that I want to bring the people of our towns together so they can start personal relationships. So maybe there are 2-3 guys the last months who started connecting personally, and I have at least about 20 people who say, whenever you have to drive to Ukraine, I will be there because I know the people of Trostyanets personal right now. So this is clear. I am there for you and I'm there to help. And this wouldn't work if you do not have a personal relationship. Maybe one future, one idea we have, I want to establish maybe a cultural project, for example. We had art and picture of Trostyanets community until October till December in my town. So all the citizens can look how you live and how Trostyanets community looks like. And we wanted to switch. So the people of Trostyanets will make art exhibition of my town in Ukraine. And another idea where I want, where I think we can profit is maybe bringing sports and kids together. So maybe this is an idea to start Schüleraustausch, foreign exchange of school kids. But the future will show what time will bring.
Okay.
There, like I told you, there are many more ideas when you can live in peace again. There are in my mind. We can start something interesting together.
Okay. I want to go back a little bit to the projects you've already implemented together. So I know that you had a project where you helped to purchase equipment for Trostyanets school, local school, and could you tell a few words about this project?
I start with the project you named last. The school project, we brought 75 tablets for teachers and school kids to Ukraine. We tables and chairs for schools for 3 classes, playgrounds for one school, and whiteboards, smartboards for the teachers. So this was I cannot tell you what the amount was. We donated, but it was you will not write it, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it was about 130,000 euros we organized for schools and youth help. And before we organized heating generators and power generators, also for schools, and some projects. Earlier, we transferred one fire car. We also transferred one transporter who was rebuilt as a mobile doctor station. And we organized in November another transporter who is used for the local clinic and for school transfers, who has special system where you can also can collect people with handicap or wheelchairs. And yeah, we made many transports with food and medicine and things Mikhailo told me were needed, like shirts or socks. And so he could decide in Trostyanets where he wants to give that.
Okay. As I heard and as I know from the project Cities for Cities United for Ukraine, that you are actively promote this idea of municipal partnership,
Yes.
especially with Ukraine, so between Germany and Ukraine. And why this is so important for you? Why are you doing this? Because you do a lot of by your community, and it's kind of your personal philosophy for this, as I heard a little bit. Yeah, so could you tell more about this?
I think cities are the place people live and people suffer, the place where people suffer, or a place where people can develop. And I think we have many mayors in Germany who have the same mindset like I have. So this is not only a question doing humanitarian aid. I am sure that there are many mayors on the Ukrainian side who have the same mindset like we have. So everyone can profit for the people where the local citizens live, building up a better future. And these days, in my opinion, freedom for Europe begins in Ukraine. So this is our necessary, and this is our duty, helping you to defend the Russian aggression on one side, and helping taking care that you and your people can live in a way like we live in European Union or in Western Europe, in a democratic way where everyone can share his ideas, where everybody can say what is my own opinion, where you can say free speech. So thinking about freedom and liberty is not one thing of the political leaders. So freedom and liberty is you have to bring in cities, and the mayors are the best example to be the first guy or the first woman who is involved with that. You understand?
Yeah.
This
Like
is
representing
this is difficult for me to express, but I am sure that the mayors can organize a good life for the people, and in war times, mayors can organize local reconstruction or local redevelopment more than a member of a German Bundestag. So we can take care about that people can live in future in a better way.
Okay.
So this is why I do that.
And regarding the award you're going to be awarded, mission mayor on mission. Why do you think you win this prize? Right? Why you in particular receive this award? You think for your ideas, for your actions?
Let me make clear: the best would be if the award must not be donated to me, because if there was no war, help would not needed like we had to take care about the last months. So if you all could live in peace, there would be not necessity of donating an award. So I think I am example for others who also stand with Ukraine. And like I tried to tell you, I think the aid we donated to Trostyanets since February was huge, because I was in duty as a mayor, and I said, we go there, we do this, and we do everything we can, and my citizens followed me. So it would not be, I think we wouldn't be able to organize such amounts of help if I only did it by myself. So I talked there, I talked to ministries, and this opened many doors. We could make more, and I think this was one reason, the doing together and taking the people with you, so that you are not the mayor who is in front and says, oh, we have to do something, and then the others do. So the thing was, the people can be sure, and it is guaranteed, everything we do is going the right way and is going to the right people. So I think this was one of the reasons I was chosen by the jury.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did not know.
Okay, and how would you comment to the situation when the president of Germany, Mr. Steinmeier, also noted your activity in helping Ukraine?
I was invited from a head of German state, Mr. Steinmeier, beginning in the year 22, because he invited me already August 21, when he donated some good words to people who were a good example in Corona time.
Mm-hmm.
So my city was hit very huge by Corona, and we did a lot of things more how local life can work. So this was the first connection to Mr. Steinmeier. So he noticed maybe that I'm doing more than others. And then he invited me at the beginning of 2022, how can life be organized in times after Corona? And I had the possibility to talk with him personally. And I told him that we have Ukrainian partnership, and then war began. And his office, I think, had an eye what we are doing. So he mentioned and marked at the end of this year that this was special and not normal, like we were trying to improve partnership with Ukraine, and how we wanted to help the people. So I think maybe he was a bit impressed, like a small town like mine is able to help in that way.
Good. Coming back to this, your promoting of the idea of partnership, municipal partnership in Ukraine, and your involvement in communicating with other mayors in Germany to encourage them to make partnership, to visit Cities for Cities United for Ukraine forums and so on. What, to your opinion, is a challenge here? Yeah. So, what may stop German mayors from partnership, from one side? Let's start with this question, and I have another one to continue.
Oh, this is a good question. I think it is a question of your personal mindset. German communities and German cities have massive problems in Germany as well at the moment. Energy, costs, infrastructure. There is a lot of things to do. Technology is also one reason. So many of us have told me, "Oh, Martin, why are you doing this? We have many things we have to take care about, so that our citizens are pleased or are looking into a good future." So I think the reason why some mayors do not decide starting partnership is we have in our municipalities many problems as well to secure a good administration. But after President Zelensky and President Steinmeier met, they wanted the German communities beginning or raising partnerships with Ukraine as sign of solidarity. And this is the reason I think we have to start first. It's about people. Second, it is a question of peace for you and for whole Europe. And third, it is a question of your personal mindset. When I am organizing help, I cannot do this in my office hours. I am sitting in my break at lunch, or I'm sitting 3 to 4 hours after works until nights, trying to think how I can organize the next transport, or how I can get financial support from ministries to organize the next help. You cannot do this in an 8 or 10 hours job. So you have to be in your mindset a person who, how to say in the right words, I hope you are understanding me right. This is, we do not live in normal times, and we have to make clear, and we have to help that normal times come back again. So if we help the people in Ukraine, and we help the Ukrainian government, normal times can come back again for you and for us. So, and if we reach that together, this will solve some problems we have here locally. And this is worth to spend your free time until the nights. My wife argues sometimes. Last night I was awake until 3 a.m, trying to organize the next things for Trostyanets. So what I mean, it is necessary. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. And I think it would be the last question. What would be your how to tell it? Now I don't have a word. What would you suggest Ukrainian mayors, head of communities, to do to find partner in Germany? What are the key important things to do? And what are your suggestions or any commentary to those mayors who would like to find partner in Germany? What would be your recommendations?
My recommendation is that every partner city has to find concrete ideas and topics who can define topics you can work together, or concrete projects you can work together on. This can be maybe water, electricity, tourism, agriculture, or what else. So you have to define and look if you can find common.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the most important thing. At the moment, partnership, like I told before, is more helping Ukraine, but you cannot look as you have to think about more, not just help at the moment. So how we can work together, and how our partnership can develop, so that both cities can have, where you can say at the end, we made good experience together, and that helps us with our local topics in Germany, or with our local topics in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. And by experience, you mean
Sorry?
And by experience, what do you mean exactly? I mean, this exchange, for example, visits to each other's side, right? Good communication, and that helps to develop a more serious, more strategic work. So, like, this personal bond is very important at the beginning, and it's like a basis for future projects and so on.
Yeah, if you do not have a personal bond, and if you do not have things in common, forget it. And I think at the end, the mayor is the main person in town, and the mayor is the example if it works or if it doesn't work. I have an example from a colleague in a partnership forum in Augsburg, where Svetlana also was, told me the Ukrainian mayor changed and they did not find personal bonds, so they could not work on common topics.
Mm-hmm.
And I said the ideas were so different. So he said, I think about we quit partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And this is it. And when the mayor find together things in common, you can find people. That's the last step.
Mm-hmm. And how to be when there are elections every 5 or 4 years, and personalities are changing. No, not personalities, people are changing, and in your case there also was a change of mayors. And how do you deal with that?
Where I live, I am elected for 8 years.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. This depends from state country to state country. Where I live, it's 8 years, and I think there will be some more years. I am being mayor of Hofstetten. I think it's a question how you think some things are important to you or not. And like I always said to Mikhailo, my mayor colleague in Trostyanets, we are like brothers in mind. And if he will switch, or if I switch someday, it is our duty that the next people who are coming feel the same like we feel. So this is how partnership can work.
So your responsibility, if I understood you correctly, to prolong this partnership and to for example, if there will be another mayor, to make this partnership understood by the next person and to transfer all the future, and it's kind of a responsibility of a mayor to do this.
Yeah, it's a responsibility of a mayor. And if you have people who are involved in partnership, normal citizens, and if they have a personal relationship to other citizens, so partnership will work. So, and you have to see from concrete project that there is a benefit for somebody,
Mm-hmm. And I think we can finish, but if you have any words to say, you're welcome. Yeah.
It is, I am not used to speaking 1 hour in English language, so I hope you understood me right. This is not normal for me. I did my very best.
I hope it was not a burden, but an opportunity to practice. I want to say thank you to you for 1 hour of your time, for your work, for your support, and